Hi everyone, I'm Sarah, Childhood Find, if you haven't joined me here before, and today we're doing a puzzle video, and this is going to be on a specific brand. This is going to be on Ravensburger. So a couple things I want to share about this brand video is there are some puzzles that are worth good money, but a lot of your value is going to be in the ones that have a lot of pieces, which is pretty typical. You know, the ones that have more pieces tend to hold more value for a lot of brands. And so this one, I'm only going to show you a couple that have those really high number piece counts, the 32,000, 9,000, 7,000. I'm only going to show you a couple. I'm just going to tell you that if you see those and they're cheap, you should probably get them. But I'll show you a couple examples of them. Otherwise, I have a fair amount of puzzles to show you that are worth pretty good money. I mean, over $100. I have, a good amount that are under $100. I'm going to show you a variety. This brand does not have as many that are as big value as my last brand video. And if you haven't watched that one is White Mountain Puzzles. And if you haven't watched it, I will link it down in the description so you can go check it out. That one has a ton of big money puzzles. But this one does still have quite a few, so I'm going to share them with you. So let's go ahead and get rumbling with this. Okay, so the first one we're going to start with is a big puzzle. So I told you I'd share a couple with you. And this one is going to be Keith Haring. It has 32,000 pieces, and Double Retrospect is the name of it. So I looked on Terapeak for all the ones that have sold in this puzzle, and the average sold price is $723.36 if you find this puzzle. And so I'm going to share a little bit of information about some of the puzzles, just because I'm always kind of interested of why these ones might be more valuable than the others. So I'm going to just share a little information on some of them that I was able to find. And so I just kind of went into the artist. And so Keith Haring, he was alive from 1958 to 1990. He was only 31 when he passed. And he had graffiti-inspired drawings that he began in subway stations. And then his art really started to take off in the 80s. And it, began to be exhibited worldwide. So he's a very famous artist for his works, and I think that probably leads to why this is valuable, as well as the fact that it's 32,000 pieces. And I wanted to show you this listing. So this one actually sold for $700 that it showed me on Terapeak. So always remember, if you ever see that a best offer is accepted or something like that, or a line through the price when you're looking at solds, you can go into Terapeak and search it, and you will find what it actually sold for and how much shipping was paid for it as well. And I wanted to show you this one because this one, part of it was open, so it wasn't completely new. And it said, unfortunately, I cannot 100% guarantee that all 4,000 pieces are present in the open package section. So they were just honest and said that it might not be complete. And so I've seen sealed ones of these go into the thousands. And so I think $700 for a puzzle that may or may not be complete is pretty darn good. So that's the first one. Let's go on to our next one. And this one is going to be 2,000 pieces, and it's the Gallery of a Collector. And it doesn't look like anything special, really. But it actually is a famous art piece done by, I'm going to try the name, Franz Franken the Younger. And he was active in art in the first half of the 17th century. And this is one of his pieces. This piece did sell for $150, and that's a pretty average price that you're going to see for this puzzle specifically. Next, we're going to see, this one's pretty cool. This is a collab one. And so this one is actually listed. So I wasn't able to pull up any in the last 90 days that had sold to show you. So I'm showing you an active one. They are asking $250, but let me see. The solds are showing prices from $170 to $215. So this one is a bit high. It is it is a hard to find one, but they might be stretching a little. I would probably have, if I did this price, I would definitely add best offer to it and go from there. And so this one is asking $250, but this is what it looks like. It's just a wild, fun puzzle, a collab, a story about dogs, androids, firemen, and tomatoes. So, very fun one. This one is new, and it is our first world tour. And this is Colin Thompson. So I want you to remember that name. On a later puzzle, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Colin Thompson. This one, the sold averages are about 100. So this is an active again, and it's at 155, but they do have make offer, which I think is a really great thing to have on here, because some of the ranges are a little higher on this puzzle, so it's possible that they could get it, but likely they'll get an offer that they'll be able to take, because this one is not really easy to find. You'll see that a lot. Colin Thompson, you're going to hear that name a lot in these puzzles. Okay, next we got, oh look, I didn't realize actually there were so many Colin Thompsons I was showing you until I am looking now. And so this one, I don't believe I have, oh no, I do have one to show you. But I wanted to show you the Terapeak on this one first, because the prices definitely can go 65 plus. So there's one that said 230. I don't know if that's realistic. It's definitely the outlier in this, but I would definitely be looking towards 70 to 100 is where I'd probably aim for this puzzle. Maybe a little higher with best offers on. You never know. And this one's another hard one to find. And it's Colin Thompson Higgledy Piggledy House. And it's a 1,000-piece puzzle. I want to show you one that recently sold, but I'm going to preface it a little. I don't think it went for the right price. So this one went on auction, and it sold for $26.01. Do notice it is used, so there's that to consider. But this is not a common puzzle. I do think they could have got more if they didn't do an auction, or if they had started their auction earlier, or started their auction higher, sorry, excuse me. Let me see, they don't even have pictures of just the pieces. Let's see if they say anything in the description about pieces. They say it's complete, but they don't show a picture of it complete. I do think at 1,000 pieces, you should probably show it's complete if you're looking at a big money one. I'm going to tell you a little story here really quick, just because I can. I did get a White Mountain puzzle that was worth probably 50 to 75, and most people would say that's not worth your time to put together, and I definitely would agree by a per hour rate, but I love puzzles, so I marathoned it. I've put together more puzzles than I should probably share. I got this one done in about 4 hours. I had a little bit of help, but probably about 4 hours altogether of time in one evening. I bought it from a yard sale, and this lady was telling me all this stories. She had a whole box of White Mountain about how she put them together with her nephew. They always took pictures when they were completed, and da-da-da-da-da. And so now I've been burnt because it was missing 4 pieces. I did not lose those 4 pieces in those 4 hours. I did not. I did not eat the pieces. I do not have a cat at this house that took the pieces. If I had a cat, I would probably give benefit of the doubt that the cat did it, because my cat's growing up, absolutely. She would stick her little foot up from under the table and just grab it without you noticing. She's a little turkey. She was the best, but she was a turkey. So I've been a little burnt by the used puzzles, and now I'm a little more gun shy, but I love putting them together, and I feel the itch to do one, but I won't let myself do it unless it's a big money one, so I have to find it. But I do think I feel like you should show it's complete. Okay, we're going to skip that. Let's just keep going. You got the anecdote. You could fast forward from the last minute and a half. And this one, so this one's interesting. The next one, did I even talk about the last one? Yes, I did. So it did sell an auction for $26.01, but I think they could have got more for it. Even though it's used, I think they could have got more. I do believe a lot of the big money puzzles that you're looking at over 100 for, especially, as long as you show a picture of them complete, I think you can get still really good money, and even if it's not sealed. Yes, a lot of the puzzles I'm going to show you are sealed, but I still think you could get good money for them if they're not. I mean, you just have to like putting together puzzles. Or just be honest that you don't know. I'm good with that too. This one is going to be a Ravensburger puzzle, of course, and it's a 1,500 piece, and it's Rainbow Cow. There it is in all its glory. This one does not show up to market often. The last one that sold for $200 in April of 2023. This is what it looks like. I can tell that it's not sealed. You can't see the plastic wrap, and you can see that there's some boxware here. So that's pretty cool. But I wanted to show you that I actually just happened to tried to research a little more on this puzzle in particular. And I actually found that it sold on Poshmark in late April of 2023 as well for $20. Only $20. So you could definitely probably source this kind of stuff if you're willing to put them together, because in the description she put, I can't count pieces or start this one to check. So she was honest, she didn't know what was in this box. And, you know, she was honest about it. She sold it for $20. But if this happened to be new, or not new, but if it happened to be complete and you bought it, you could sell it for a good chunk of profit. So I think you can you can source on other platforms. You can even source on eBay. Some people make a whole business out of it. This one is Room with a View, and it's John O'Brien that did the art, and it sold for $50. Let's see what I got here. There are none listed right now, and actually the solds do show that it can support a sales price of about $100 to $150. So this is pretty low. So you could definitely get $1 to $150, and this one is used as well, so not sealed. You can see it's being held together by fancy rubber bands here. So this is a 2,000 piece puzzle. So again, the higher counts over 1,000 are definitely going to be more desirable, and that's in most puzzle brands. And let's keep going here. This one is going to be Cling Clang Clutter, and it's 1,500 pieces, and it's Colin Thompson as well. And let me see, give me 1 second. So for this one, this listing particular sold for $125. Or no, this is an active listing, I apologize, for $125, but there is a recent sold of $150. So this puzzle can definitely get up in that range that it's showing here. And so Colin, he's a writer and an illustrator of children's books, and he actually has over 70 published works. So he's actually a very big name in the art world and children's books. And so now he's done a lot of collabs with Ravensburger. And other ones that you can look for by him that also bring in good money are going to be Awesome Alphabet Letter B and Pepper Dreams. And there's more. There's other ones as well, but those are just a couple more names you can watch out for. And yeah, it's nothing super special. It's just your typical puzzle. It's a very cool graphic, but nothing super special about it, but keep your eye out for Colin Thompson is what I would definitely be doing. This one, these guys are painfully cute. I would absolutely love if I found this used just so I could put the darn thing together. They're so cute. So these, in general, look for these. They're Gelinis. Look for these. These tend to go for big money. Well, not super big money, but when I was looking at Terapeak, the lowest sold on the Gelinis was about $40. And this one here is used, and it just says pieces and box are in good condition. However, there's writing on top right corner. So it's a used puzzle, and it did sell for the $80 it's showing. And they're so cute. I mean, look at them. Look at them. They're just painfully cute. They're adorable. So if you see this kind of art on a Ravensburger, pick it up. I would definitely pick it up if it's cheap. And, a lot of my other videos, I don't want to show you new stuff because that's always harder to find. But puzzles I find all the time that are new. I mean, I picked up 4 recently at a thrift store. One was a 7,000 piece, one was a 5,000 piece, and one was 2 and one was 1, I think. But I do find them frequently. I don't find the big ones often, but I do constantly find sealed puzzles for garage sales, thrift stores, etc. So I definitely think it's realistic that you could find them out in the wild new, but of course used is also the most likely. And so this one is Office Nights. I am not going to pronounce that. Just going to highlight it. You can see it there. I'm not doing it. But it's 1,000 pieces, and it's from 2013. And it's so cute. I brought up another one because I couldn't help it. This is Gelini Oktoberfest, guys. This one's 2,000 pieces, and it sold for $75. This one does say it is new here. Look how cute this is. Oh gosh, it's so cute. They're so cute. So look for this one. Look for these little guys on the box because they do tend to go for pretty good money. And let's see what we got next. This one is going to be the Bombardment of Algiers. It's 3,000 pieces. This one sold for, let's see, 78, I believe, is what this one actually sold for. 78.85 on a best offer. It's 3,000 pieces. I just wanted to show you it. It's a very nice picture. It would be fun to put together. But 3,000 pieces, I would have picked it up either way. This one is new. This one has a series. So there is a Castle Collection by Disney with Ravensburger collab that I think they did it a couple years ago because they just released Disney Princesses, but the Castle Collection was released a couple years ago, and there are 2 that seem to be quite valuable. So there's 10 in the series. This is going to be one of 10, and that is Cinderella's castle. This one is new, but it does show up quite often. I saw on the solds because it is still recent. It is a limited edition, to something to keep in mind of why it definitely is having that value. This one did sell for $250, and a lot were in that price range. So I would absolutely say you could get around that area. And then I want to show you the other one in the series that seems to hold value as well. And that's going to be the Rapunzel Tangled Castle. And that's 5 of 10 in the series. The other ones seem to hold around the $20 to $30 roughly range, maybe a little more. But these are the 2 that I would keep an eye out for. And this one also, all were limited edition releases. And this one did sell for the 120. I saw more that were up a little higher. So, this one I can tell. So this one they must have multiples because I didn't mean to go to an app. Oh no, there is none recently that sold. So this is an active listing, but others are showing up to 150 to 200 for this one. I think I misspoke. Up to about 150 for the Rapunzel Tangled one. And now I'm just going to show you a couple others that they're not huge money, but just ones to keep a lookout for. This brand has a lot that go for the $30 to $50 range, a ton. So I'd still pick them up if they're sealed a lot of the times, if they're $1 or $2. You know, again, a lot, just like any other item in the world. There's going to be a lot that are lower value as well. But I mean, confidently, especially if they're sealed, I'd say you could at least get 10 to 15. But there are quite a few that will be higher. This brand just didn't have as many high value ones, except for the more pieces. There are probably a dozen more that have lots of pieces that go for big money as well that I didn't share with you because I didn't want this just to be all that. And I'm just going to tell you to look for those. This one is a dragon castle. It's 1,000 pieces. It's just a very cool picture. I would love to put this together. All those same colors just muddled together to drive you batty. But it's just 1,000 pieces. It was new, sold for $40. Another one, I thought this one was cute. And I shared it because it's not that many pieces. So this is a Disney Junior Flocati line Winnie the Pooh, and it's just 250 pieces. It is new, it says, and just, it's cute. It's from 2005. Nothing super special about it, but I would definitely say this is a nice one to pick up, especially you get it for $1 or $2. That's awesome. And 250 pieces, that's really tiny if you had to put it together if it was used. This is one more. This is the Smurfs Challenge, 1,000 piece, and you can see what they mean by challenge. Guess what? Just a lot of blue and white. So that one would be, that'd be an adventure to put together. But that one did sell for $55 plus the shipping. And this is going to be a 1,000 piece. It's Gothic Butterfly by Anne Stokes. Or it's the Anne Stokes collection. And it's just, it's a cool piece. There was some others like this. This one did go on auction and it was new and it sold for $40. And then just one more big one. This is a super rare bother. If there's more than like 5 sold on Terapeak, you shouldn't be saying super rare. But that's just a pet peeve of mine. And that's, you're going to find that with everybody in the reseller community. They all have a different opinion of when you should use rare. So don't take my word for it. It doesn't matter. Use it if you want to use it. I'm just saying I personally will not use it at this, for this, because there were multiple solds of this. And this is just a Star Wars 5,000 piece, and it was new, it said, and it did sell for $750. So there's another Star Wars one that I think was like 18,000 pieces that sold for really big money as well. There's also a Disney Moments puzzle that's over 40,000 pieces that's selling in the thousands. So definitely keep your eye out for those bigger ones if they happen to pop up. But this was a tiny bit shorter video than I typically do, but I hope you got a little bit of at least enjoyment out of this and found a couple more to keep your eye out for. And if you have any other requests, possibly of different brands or other things you want to see, please put that down in the comments. That's why I did Ravensburger, is someone requested I do this brand, and it was fun. I love puzzles. I really do. I did them so much when I was young during the summer. I was a very cool kid if you couldn't tell. So if you have any requests about videos, please just throw those down. And it can be any sort of research videos. I'm open. I mean, I won't tackle things that I know absolutely nothing about, but I'm willing to tackle stuff. So just throw those down in the comments, and thank you for joining me.